Welcome everybody to my SummerSlam review. You all watch the show, right? I'll tell you the good and the bad. Starting off with the good. The matches. John Cena vs AJ Styles. Great match. 5-star match. Had the crowd on the edge of their seats the whole way. The next match I'd put on that tier of greatness was probably the Women's Championship, which was the second match between Charlotte and Sasha Banks. And Charlotte won it back after a brief stint with Sasha. Another good match was Cesaro versus Sheamus in the kickoff match, which would have been great on deep in the card. It could have replaced any of the other matches that fell quite flat. The next awesome match I'd put in there was probably got to be the Universal Championship between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. That was a great match. Great match. Couple other upsides were Big E returns to come back and drink his own ball juice. Ew. And Nikki Bella returns to fight as a heel. Now the downsides. The downsides, well, just like WrestleMania, SummerSlam is 4 hours long. So you get a 4-hour show. So what do you do with a 4-hour show? You put a 2-hour pre-show. That's 6 hours of wrestling. I didn't even watch the first couple of hours. I was like, it starts at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. live in the morning. Who's going to get out of bed at 7 a.m. to watch it? The dedicated fans, of course. But I think the first match I watched was the Cesaro versus Sheamus match on the pre-show. I didn't see the 12-man tag. I didn't see Neville's match. That was all done and dusted before I even rolled out of bed. A couple of the downsides were Enzo Amore and Big Cass fought Jericho and Kevin Owens. They had a match and the hometown favourites didn't win. Now, why they do this? People often ask the question, why do you make the hometown heroes lose? It's probably because WWE wants the hometown heroes to lose that year, so you buy a ticket next year to come back and they'll win. Because you think, oh well, I saw them win last year, I won't go this year. Probably why they do that. Thinking that's the idea behind it, but it's craziness. Some of the horrible things that happened were the disqualification match during New Day fighting the club. It was like, oh, why? We don't need Jon Stewart there. Why? Just, that's a mess. Rusev and Reigns, that would have been a great match if it was disqualification or something, countouts. Oh, horrible. The Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton main event, that match was terrible. To make people leave the arena after sitting there for so long, walk out shaking their heads and go, that's it? That's what I thought. That's it? So he busted Randy Orton over. He's bleeding. Everyone's looking at each other. Referees get in there. A doctor gets in there. Brock stands back, bounces around a bit. Decides, hey, I'm going to go and punch you. Boom. And then Shane McMahon comes out. And what are you doing? And they eye each other off. Picks up Shane, throws him on the ground. Walks away. The crowd's like, no, nothing. It proved to me Brock Lesnar's not a very good wrestler. He's a great big presence. He's dominating. He's important. But he's not a good wrestler. You could put anyone else in there and it would have made it so much better. Like, put a veteran in there like Jericho. He would have been able to work with that. He'd see Randy bleeding. He'd be like, I'll do something else. I'll carry on like a pork chop outside the ring and throw things around. Brock Lesnar's like, I'll just pick up the boss and throw him on the ground with an F5. That's a terrible way to... That's terrible. The other terrible thing we're going to talk about is the belt. Not that belt, but that belt would have been much better. Was the revealing of the Universal title. A lot of flack. They took the covers off it and it was like booed to the hilt. It was horrible. Everyone hated it. It looks a lot like the Women's Championship, but the Women's Championship looks better. It's beautiful. This belt is, I've heard roll-ups. It looks like a Twizzler. It's terrible. They may need to redesign it, tweak it a little bit. They've set it in stone as that's what it's going to look like. The color of Raw is red, but they could have brought out this belt and just written Universal Champion. Why not? But all the belts now look the same. This is recorded post Raw, post Smackdown. So I've seen the new championships for Smackdown. The tag titles look brilliant. They look really good. They're silver penny with the blue belt. Oh, lovely. The women's Smackdown Championship, that looks brilliant. It's still that same W shape, the heptagonal shape. It looks good, but the Universal title, it's gonna struggle. The fact that Finn Balor brought all his family over from Ireland to watch him wrestle and win that and break his shoulder, busted his shoulder, and then he couldn't hold the belt because it was busted. And then everybody booed the belt. What do you do from here? You have another match to give it to someone else who they're probably going to boo. Maybe Roman Reigns. Anyway, points being, great matches. They were a bit all over the shop. The Dean Ambrose match fell a bit flat. Him and Ziggler didn't take the roof off the place. Don't know why, just how it was. Other than that, I don't want to see Brock Lesnar fight a main event for a while now. He won't come back for at least Royal Rumble. But give it 3.5 stars. There were some quality matches. They were all in a very awkward mess. Show was too long, and there were some really nothing matches with mistakes. Mistakes were made. Anyway, including the belt. Not that one. Oh yes. The old WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Love that belt. Anyway, thank you for watching this SummerSlam review. My name is Usualmike. You can follow me on Twitter at Usualmike30 or on Instagram at Usualmike Television. I'll leave them on the side there for you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and all the best.